What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, if you read the title for the video and had to do a double take, you read it correctly. This is yesterday in an interview with my friend Brandon Davis over at comicbook.com talking about that rumored return. But that rumored return we're talking about has been reported multiple times in the industry from very trusted sources like Deadline that indeed Chris Evans has signed a deal to return for at least one more Marvel project in the future. And so when he gives this denial to Brandon Davis, the things that he said and the way that he said them, as believable as they are, we still have to harken back to those earlier reports, which we will do during this video. And with the most recent update to a brand new Marvel project, I've got it pretty much in my head which one he's coming back for and when. We're going to break down exactly what he said about this return, where the reports have come from in the last couple of years, and where I think Chris Evans is showing back up as Captain America in the MCU. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. Like I said, if you want, all you have to do is sub and leave a comment. Stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so this comes from his most recent interview with the Phase Zero podcast on comicbook.com. Chris Evans promoting Lightyear getting asked about returning to the MCU, and a skillful question that also mentioned maybe seeing him return the Infinity Stones or a story along those lines. This is exactly what Chris Evans had to say about a return to the MCU within the last 24 hours. Quote, "That seems to be something people would like to see. I don't want to disappoint anybody, but it's tough to. It was such a good run, and I'm so happy with it. It's precious to me. It would have to be perfect. It would just be scary to rattle something that is, again, so dear to me. The role means so much, so to revisit it, it would be a tall order." Now, when you watch the interview clip, he seems very sincere. His body language, tone of voice, the way he's saying things doesn't seem like he's trying to come up with an explainer. However, this article goes on to mention several of the reports that we've had over the last 2 years that indeed Chris Evans would be back for at least one more project in the MCU, and specifically the headline coming from Deadline just a year ago, quote, "Captain America eyes return to the MCU as Chris Evans nears deal to reprise role in future Marvel project," where Justin Kroll goes on to write, quote, "In an exclusive, in a move that's sure to rock the Marvel Cinematic Universe, sources tell Deadline that Chris Evans is cleaning the dust off his Captain America attire as he expects to reprise the role in the MCU in some form. It's still vague whether the deal is closed, but insiders say it's headed in that direction for Evans to return as Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, in at least one Marvel property, with the door open for a second film. Sources add it's unlikely to be a new Captain America installment, but more likely what Robert Downey Jr. did after Iron Man 3, appearing in such films as Captain America Civil War and Spider-Man Homecoming. Marvel, of course, had no comment. Now, when they say showing up the way Robert Downey Jr. did, obviously Captain America 4 is going to focus on Sam Wilson, played by Anthony Mackie. And when this article was released, it was only months before Falcon and the Winter Soldier came out. Me pegging some of those details to what we now know about the MCU, the door open for that second film would be an old man Cap reprisal in Captain America 4, really going full circle, and what a tremendous impactful moment that would be in that next Captain America film. I could very, very much so see him giving some advice to a Sam Wilson during that movie. But where he's talking about as far as coming back and not wanting to rattle that door, Captain America's not coming back for any future action. He's already Old Man Cap, and his arc is done. The only way you could make sure to continue telling that story without ruining the ending is to tell a piece of the story while it was happening somewhere in his past. And what we found out in the last 30 days, and this coming officially from Marvel and Samuel L. Jackson himself, is that the upcoming Secret Invasion, somewhere that Captain America's iconic visuals have always been a part of, is taking place during the snap and the blip, in the middle of the two, which now we know Captain America was one of the only acting Avengers, coming fresh off of their Secret Avengers mission with Sam and Black Widow, right leading up to what happened in the battle with Thanos. They would be some of the only superheroes left doing anything after the snap and the blip, and we know Ronan snapped, literally, figuratively, the metaphorical snap, and decided to clean up a bunch of Yakuza. But could it be he just kept continuing on his mission after he was done cleaning up a bunch of Skrulls? And for me, when we think about Nick Fury, where he was, the lowest point, Secret Invasion, I think it would be so awesome in the finale to see Black Widow, to see Chris Evans, Captain America show up, some of these Avengers that are left. Look, during that time set in between the snap and the blip, there were very limited superheroes on the Earth, which is the perfect time for the Skrulls to invade. The story kind of writes itself. However, you're going to need some superpower to fight back against them, and again, you don't ruin Chris Evans' ending. You don't ruin the arc and the way that they wrapped up the Infinity Saga if you simply tell a piece of the story that already exists in the past. And while I do hate to highlight this in such a way that seems to be past performance indicating future results, basically Disney has already chosen to do this in the last couple of years. Look at Disney Plus in their Star Wars series The Mandalorian, bringing back Luke Skywalker, or even most recently what they did in the Multiverse of Madness, bringing those characters back. Or do I even need to say it, especially with Spider-Man No Way Home, bringing back Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Pulling on the strings of nostalgia has been one of the keynotes most recently, especially for Marvel and Star Wars. It's the sort of fan service they know we want. They've been paying attention. And so for me, not only is it sort of the best way to do it, but it's a totally missed opportunity. If you want Chris Evans back in any way, and you happen to be telling a story that took place during the Infinity Saga, if Chris Evans, Steve Rogers was anywhere around, then you include him in that, especially considering I can't imagine watching a Secret Invasion that doesn't involve a Captain America. But guys, let me know all your thoughts down below. If you're sort of in lockstep with me on all of these thoughts, you sort of have to put the tea leaves together, but man, it looks this way. Where else would you want him to show up? And as Brandon Davis mentioned in the question initially, would you want to see that series where he returns the Infinity Stones and what led up to his decision? For the record, I know we're not going to get that. There's no way Marvel Studios is choosing to do that. That would be a lot scarier for Chris Evans, in line with what he said for this quote. But a quick cameo during the Infinity Saga to clean up some Skrulls in the finale of Secret Invasion. Yeah, we're all in for that. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's jump into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s all the way up to 1 million subscribers. The next milestone is 980, and we are headlong into it. So if you want to be entered to win, or for any of the other future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me over on Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, under the name All Fires, wherever you listen to original music. And while I'd sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.